Welcome. You've got dads.
What is this? Dad Manda. Hi, Chris. It's me. Your dead. I almost said that. Dear old friend from way back in the day, Dad Manda. I'm delighted to see you signed up for that book. They've recently added this exciting new messenger service, so you may find yourself receiving messages from other dads like myself. Take care not to miss them. So, what is this? Are these profiles to get to? Or does it mean that I just choose to message these people? What are the profiles? What happens? Okay, that book. Damien BloodMarch. How do you do? I have finally decided to join this information superhighway. I'm not entirely sure how this works, but I will try my best to understand. I love long strolls through graveyards and spending time with my son. If you would ever like to chat about the latest in Victorian fashion, the inevitability of our own demise, or black cats, please send me a letter. I love that Damien says, send me a letter. That's wonderful. On a Friday night, you are most likely to listen to true crime podcasts while I taxidermy my newest specimen. If you had one thing to take you with you on the desert isle, what would it be? A coffin, okay? I guess it protects you from the sun. What are your turn-ons pronouncing bosom correctly? What did you want to be when you grew up? A bat. What's your favorite movie genre for an art house horror? What's your ideal date? It's night. We are at an industrial dark wave club in Berlin. The music drums to the beats of our hearts. Well, that sounds pretty nice. I love drum beat. That reminds you of those primal rhythms, and heartbeat is definitely one of those. What do you never leave home without? An upside down cross. I spend a lot of time thinking about mortality salience. What is salience? I have no idea what that word is. I'm not sure if I've encountered that before. Great Cahn. Dad of 3, business entrepreneur and fitness enthusiast. Juggling work, family, and fitness is a... Oh, frick. I need to read this with his voice. Juggling work, family, and fitness is a tough gig, but someone's gotta do it. On a Friday night, you're most likely to get one last good cardio session in. If you had one thing to take with you onto a desert island, what would it be? A box of energy bars. Okay. What are your turn-ons? A sub 6-minute mile. Okay. What did you want to be when you grew up? Be a pong world champion. Yeah. What's your favorite movie genre? Buddy cop movies forever. Yeah, I'm not surprised. What's your ideal date? Scaling a huge, dangerous mountain for fun. What do you never leave home without? An extra tube of energy gel. I spend a lot of time thinking about my mile time used to be so good. What happened? Have I peaked? Okay, Matt. Now that we know that these are not sending messages, this is telling I've kind of been thinking about dating Damien because he just seems fun and I would like to see that story path. Like, it sounds like there is some sort of weird black mansion and I'm always interested in dark and stormy nights and good horror story. But I'm glad that we get to actually read their profiles, and this is... I don't need to make any choices yet because I'm horrible about that. Matt Stella, avid music enthusiast, passionate coffee drinker. You can find me most days selling bean juice over at the Coffee Spoon or hanging out at the park with my amazing daughter. Hit me up about 80s no-wave music. On a Friday night, you are most likely to Perfect, my cold brew setup. One trip at a time, baby. If you had one thing to take with you on desert island question, find tunes to pass the days away. Oh, okay. Maybe an instrument then? What are your turn-ons? Multi-instrumentalism. What did you want to be when you grew up? A barista, weirdly enough. Favorite movie genre? Shit with subtitles. Ideal date? We go to the animal shelter and seriously consider adopting a cat. Damn, you know one is serious when one is adopting a cat together. Nice. What do you never leave home without? My headphones, both in-ear and over-ear, just in case. Can understand that. There are a few things which are more unsettling than noise pollution. Spent a lot of time thinking about where did writing commas into song titles came from and where did it go? Did we all just agree that's a bad idea? Brian. Funnily enough, Brian is my second option. Like, I've been thinking about Damien and Brian because I've understood that Brian harbors a love for nature, and that sounds awesome. Hey, I'm Brian. I spend most of my days hanging out with my awesome daughter and thinking of new ways to grill things. If you like fishing, then we'll get along. Friday night, see just how slowly I can cook a piece of brisket. If you had one thing to take, desert island question, my fishing bowl. That's it, actually, yeah, that makes sense. What are your turn-ons? A keen understanding of steak cuts. What did you want to be when you grew up? Fireman. What's your favorite movie genre? Romantic comedies. What's your ideal date? Deck building. You mean like the games or a pontoon or well, okay. What do you never leave home without? My portable fishing pole. Damn, you take it everywhere to the tax office and okay. I spent a lot of time thinking about how my daughter is smarter than I am. So fishing, grilling. Robert Small, when the internet gains sentience and decides to destroy us all, you know it'll use this information against us, right? Still, you got this profile though. On a Friday night, I make deal in an alleyway. Have it go badly. Who's the cop? Was it Giacomo? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I have no idea. I trusted Giacomo. Okay, making deal in an alleyway, so what? More of a bad boy. That's boring too, come on. I need some substance, my man. One thing to take with you on a desert island. Gone. I'm gonna read rest of this, but I'm not interested. What are your turn-ons? Don't talk to me. You need therapy, dude. like seriously. What did you want to be when you grew up, Grifter? What's your favorite movie genre? Italian neorealism. What's your ideal date? Grave robbing. What do you never leave home without? At least 4 knives. I spend a lot of time thinking about you ever really look into a rabid animal's eyes. So edgy. So very, very edgy. Damien, we read, let's read Hugo. Hugo Vega. Hugo is kind of one of my options as well. I'm kind of interested about the intellectual side. Middle school teacher, high school teacher, writer of scholarly articles on 18th century I'm hoping I say it right if I say it 18th century. Literature for various esteemed publications. If you're here to tell me that my son put a cherry bomb in your trash, I know and I'm sorry. Oh, I forgot his voice again. On a Friday night, you are most likely to brew some strong tea and paint my miniature. Yo, you paint your miniature and you drink tea? For reals? If you had one thing to take with you onto a desert island, what would it be? A remembrance of things past by Marcel Proust. Okay, what are your turn-ons? Muscles. Well, I mean, we do have them somewhere with Chris. I mean, each body has muscles, right? Right? What did you want to be when you grew up? A movie star. What's your favorite movie genre? Documentaries on art history. What's your ideal date? Each of us read a different book on opposite sides of the couch in comfortable silence. What do you never leave home without? My glasses. Actually, I forget them a lot. I spend a lot of time thinking about. I worry that people who are against e-readers are more in love with the idea of books than actually reading them. I love that burn. Oh my goodness. That is so true. And I've been wondering if it's because we live these busy lives that we don't actually take time anymore to just pause to have a physical book in our hands and just enjoy it. But I listen all my books these days. I love books. I love stories. But I don't have time to read them, so I listen hour after hour after hour. And I love the words and the stories. But I don't have time to, physically read. And I don't know, I've been thinking about it because this clearly divides people. They have very strong opinions if listening is actually reading. But I understand that this divides opinions and people think very differently about this. Joseph Christiansen, of course his last name is Christiansen, voted Mabel Bay's #1 youth minister for 5 years running. Living in my hometown with my beautiful wife and 4 amazing kids. If I'm not in church, you can catch me out on an open water, setting sail on the seas of adventure. I love playing guitar and crushing my kids at Candyland. Friday night, lead the community in a fun mixer. If you had one thing to take with you, desert island question, my 6-string. Okay. What are your turn-ons? My loving wife. What did you want to be when you grew up? Ship captain. What's your favorite movie genre? Feel-good movies. What's your ideal date? Lovely night on the town with my wife. What do you never leave home without? The good book. I spend a lot of time thinking about how I can be a better man, husband, and father. So what is this thing? Why Joseph is part of this game? I'm wondering this. He says he never leaves home without the good book, and he spends a lot of time thinking about how he can be a better man, husband, and father, but he's still part of a dating game, which is interesting. I love that these characters are very different. I mean, we got the edgy side alley dealer, and then we got outdoorsy griller, and vampire goth, and keg-standing fitness enthusiast, and then we have whatever this is. Why is Joseph part of this game? I'm wondering. His turn-ons are his loving wife. Still, the game has established that the wife is willing to cheat on him while she's out and about drinking. So, what's going on with that? do they have an open relationship? If they do, I'm not sure. Well, I guess I understand why they are not open about having an open relationship, if they do have that. But I'm wondering, what is the deal with Joseph? I'm gonna message Hugo. It's gonna be Hugo message. He paints his miniatures and drinks tea and loves books. Dad tip, practice makes permanent. I navigate to Hugo's dad book page and type out a message. Hey Hugo, great seeing you at the barbecue. Wanna hang out sometime? I wait for a few minutes before the computer dings. I'm so glad you messaged me, and I definitely want to hang out sometime, but I have a favor to ask. Our class is going on a field trip to the aquarium today, and one of our chaperones called in sick. Is there any possible way you could come by and replace them? I'll completely understand if you don't want to or can't make it, but I'm gonna be honest with you here. It's the middle school class. I need as much help as I can get. I think about it for a moment. Man, that's a lot of screaming kids that I'd be accountable for. And they're in middle school. Arguably the worst age to be. Amanda silently trudges into the kitchen and pours herself a bowl of cereal. Her eyes are a little puffy, almost as if she'd be crying. Oh, that's true. What's going on? Morning, Amanda. Morning, Pops. Hey, are you alright? Oh, fine. Of course, I'm fine. I just got to thinking about the Backstreet Boys. They had a reunion. The Backstreet Boys are back, alright? Dear God. I thought that something horrible had happened. But it's all the teenage emotions coming out. It's totally fine, my love. I'm glad the Backstreet Boys are back. That's good. Oh. I guess. But they're different. Something's wrong with them. Like, they're a dream someone once had, but can no longer remember. And no one's talking about it. They just go on like everything's normal. Are you sure that's all you're upset about? You have to tell me what's actually wrong. But were they original? Were they really the only ones? Let's ask this. We should totally have used the opportunity for pun, but I couldn't. If there's, anything going on, I just want you to know that I'm here for you, and I'll always be here for you. Oh. Whether you need a shoulder to cry on or a strong dad to go kick someone's butt, I'm only a phone call away. Thanks, Popsicle. I appreciate that. But I'm fine. Really. I'm convinced, but I'll stop battering her about it. I'm sure she'll tell me when she's ready. Hey, how was middle school for you? Bad, but nobody likes middle school. It's 3 years of bad acne, crying, and being generally terrible. Everyone sucks. No self-awareness. It's just a bunch of hormonal teenagers locked in a gross old building for 40 plus hours a week doing long division and starting fights over, I don't know, pizza day? Top 40s pop? Middle schoolers should be avoided at all costs. What was your middle school experience like? Damn, she was to know. I don't remember. I didn't like it. I thought it was fine. We don't remember. The blissful oblivion engulfs us, and it was a long time ago. It was so long ago, we probably rode dinosaurs to class and bartered for lunch with the tiny skulls of the animals we had slain.
You probably had to walk uphill in the snow both ways too, huh?
I love her facial expression. And Will liked it.
See, middle schoolers are reprehensible. Wait, why are you asking me about middle school?
Oh, Mr. Vega requested my help to chaperone this middle school class to the aquarium. Just wanted to know what I was in for.
You get to go to the aquarium? Are you kidding me? The last field trip I got to go on was to the clam chowder factory. They didn't even give us clam chowder. They gave us square pizza at a clam chowder factory.
Oh, is that why you won't eat clam chowder anymore?
No, it's because Bobby Wellingham threw up in one of the vats of clam chowder and I'm the only one who saw it happen.
Oh God.
It haunts me.
Right, let's leave that story firmly in the past.
Anyway, you should just do it. Mr. Vega sounds like he could really use the help, plus you get to hang out with cool fish.
Amanda, I get kinda weird about aquariums. The ocean makes me nervous.
What? Are you worried that a whale is gonna pop out of the touch tank and swallow you whole?
Don't you put fear in my heart.
Well, do they have penguins there?
Yes, they have penguins there.
Then it's settled. Penguins outweigh the fear of the ocean.
I sit back at the computer and let Hugo know that I'm available. He tells me to meet him at the aquarium and gives me the address. I grab my keys and kiss Amanda on the forehead before I head out.